I would assume it to be the third day since I've arrived in this place. Though without the benefit of the sun over my head, it is hard to know how much time has passed. Neither have the benefit of experience I can claim from my years of book reading and teachings, but they seem well suited to the task. Both are gruff, a young man and an old man like myself. I find neither to be capable of conversation beyond discussing bodily fluids and conquests of women, but their sword arms are strong and have protected me from danger. On the first day I noted the strange walls this palace is built from. At some distance they are blackened, but much like obsidian, and when one moves closer to them I believe they may be polished, but I am uncertain as to why, or who would be doing such a thing. We've encountered no one since arriving at this place. I will keep it in the back of my mind as I sip the bilge Heron brought. It would be likely to assume that another day has passed. Heron went to go scout more of the palace and perhaps find me a place where I can do more in-depth study. He has not returned, and Kwai is growing worrisome. He wants to go off and try to find Heron, but I have encouraged him to stay. The man spat many expletives at me and threatened to cut my throat before he finally calmed down. I promised him we would go searching in a few hours after my afternoon tea. I must confess that every time I look at the shined walls, I feel as if I'm being watched. It is more than likely due to the lack of sunlight. Before Kwai and I were able to venture out, we were met by Heron and a young, if I might note, stunning woman. Heron claimed to have found her while searching the upper reaches. I wished to ask if she was the caretaker of this place, but she seemed far more interested in seducing young Kwai. Heron himself seems different than previous days, hours, perhaps minutes, but for the better. Maybe the young woman has soothed that beast's wild desires. I've asked the young woman to take me about the palace, but she insists on taking Kwai first. I will wait until she returns with him later on in the night. Heron disappeared again, leaving me alone in our makeshift camp. Kwai and the young woman never returned the previous night, leading me to wonder what the hell is going on in this place. I've decided to do some searching for myself and to take notes as I go along. Much of the lower reaches are enameled in the same strange obsidian stone. Found stairs and windows, though there's not much to see from them. Heading up, I seem to have stumbled upon a labyrinth of the same walls I perused below. Who would live in such a place? I found old Heron, or what was left of him. His arms and legs are missing, and his body is badly cut. Are these shards of glass in him? I have to leave his body. I cannot be slowed down by his death. I must know where Kwai and the young woman went. Again, I can't help but feel there are sets of eyes on me after every corner I turn. I can hear voices, actual voices, but each room I enter yields nothing. I shall find one and rest. Rest should help soothe my mind. Rest, and then more tea. Wrong. I was wrong. So wrong. The voices became far worse as I closed my eyes. I can't force myself to sleep without the worry of what happened to Heron. Perhaps he tried to sleep, and the voices found him, waiting, watching, until he found a nice warm spot on the carpet to lay. Yes, and then they struck using pieces of glass from windows they had broken to stab and cut, taking his arms for meat. It must be, it will not happen to me! No, it will not happen to me. A flash, not a light, but a person. I saw him. from the corner of my eye. It was Kwai, but it was not Kwai, because when I neared him, he was not there. This is not from lack of sleep. It has only been a few hours. I'm fine. Just drink the old tea. Drink it deep. It will keep your senses sharp and your legs moving. And we will find a way out instead of further in. We must, or we will share Heron's fate. I will not share Heron's fate. I could not keep myself sustained. Voices be damned, I had to sleep. And when I awoke, Kwai stood over me. It was him! Him the whole time! Trying to scare an old man! I showed him. I struck him with my teacup and beat him to death with it, smashing it again and again into his teeth until he no longer cried out in pain. Now I can stay, knowing the voices are gone, knowing Kwai will never haunt me again. Sleep, yes, wonderful sleep. I can sleep now in this new home. There is only one voice now. It whispers to me when I lay down. It wants me to drink, to take in Kwai's blood as my own. I will not! Not unless it is taken with my tea. No, no, I am not a madman. Do not speak to me in that tone. I am Gronpike the Third, and I will not drink man's blood, perpendicular thing. No! Kwai is back. I saw him walking the corridors, but his body is still down the hall. I don't understand. I killed him with my cup. My ruined tin cup turned into a tool of death smeared in his blood. And he talks to me. He wants me to talk back instead of just scream. I can't scream. I do not fear Kwai. I do not fear the dead simpleton whose blood tastes of sweet cream in my tin cup of broken teeth. No, I will speak with him. No. The end.